Alright, so reacting to the YouTuber who thinks Australia doesn't exist.
This is
It's a Sunny V2 video, so yeah, we'll just watch
He's a
it.
Scottish YouTuber who's convinced
Of course
the
he's
entire
Scottish. Of course he's
country of
Scottish.
Australia doesn't really exist.
There's no proof that it
There's no-
exists. It's a fact.
Where's your proof that it doesn't exist? Alright, I don't really want to do reaction, just harassing people. I just want to react to it because it's funny.
To say it's no more real than
fantasy.
Narnia.
And while he'd eventually get into arguments with other large Australian
Oh,
creators,
God.
host podcasts in which he'd tell Australians that they weren't real, and even attempt to visit the non-existing country himself, his conspiracy
I really
theory
wanna watch
began
that
to
video.
develop
I
on the
really wanna watch
22nd
that
of
video.
April 2014.
Wow, that was
when
a
he'd
long
start
time
to
ago.
express his hatred for the country.
That's a long
If you
time
could
ago.
destroy one country in the world, which would it be? This is without a doubt
America.
the easiest question to
United
ever
States of
answer,
America.
because the answer is Australia. That country is a waste of space. That
Oh shit, we're a waste of space.
country is
Literally though, like, it's a waste of space. What does that even mean? It's
the
funny,
worst
because I don't
place
know what
on
it means.
Earth. Australia. Bad.
That
Yeah, I
clip comes
agree,
from
it's
one of the
bad.
earliest videos posted to Rag Reynolds' channel, and it highlights it in the beginning. Although he clearly hated Australia, he still considered it a real place. Yet this hatred wasn't only
Oh, of
confined
course,
to
Twitter.
his YouTube channel.
Yeah, of
He'd
course,
post
Twitter.
tweets such as a public service, I will personally burn Australia to the ground.
That's
Let's send
not-
Australia to space,"
God.
as well as one final
This
banger
all from
reading,
like years ago. I swear that maybe he stopped believing in it. Maybe maybe he can just stop looking at his tweets from like 10 years ago.
"If Australia wins Eurovision, I will drown one puppy and
Oh.
burn one baby for every
Oh,
win
that's
by."
a bit
Rag
hard.
Reynolds didn't specify exactly where this hatred had come from, although as time progressed, his dislike for the country only continued to grow. Just over 2 years after initially stating
Yeah,
that he'd
fuck
like
you,
to burn
Australia.
Australia to the ground, he'd upload a new video simply titled "Down with Australia," in which he began to outline why he hated the country
Okay,
so
yeah.
much.
I really want to know why.
With his
Let's see
first point
why.
being
Let's
that
see
we
why.
simply have an annoying accent.
Australians have
Shut the fuck up. You're Scottish.
second most irritating accents.
Yeah, to
on
what?
Earth,
Second, what's
beaten
first?
Only by South Africans.
Shut up. You're Scottish. Your accent's like you can't hear shit,
Every
alright?
time I hear a pathetic Australian say
Like your accent is basically like the Irish, except even more pathetic in my opinion.
"my," I just want to punch them in their good-for-nothing liver. Since it's common knowledge that all Australians are alcoholics, a punch to
Oh.
an Australian's liver would most likely be fatal.
Before he display a map showing that Australians have an average IQ of 60, being the
What?
lowest out of any
Okay, what kind of map is this, bro? Bro, this map is probably fake because I can tell it's fake because they got Greenland as part of the map, and in every single map of the world that never happens. It always shows no data. Also, Western Sahara usually has no data. Yeah. North Korea's the highest IQ, bro. Bro, what kind of goofy map is this? You just show North Koreans are smarter than everyone else in the world. You got Kim
country
Jong Un
in the
over
entire
there.
world.
Speaking of how dumb Australians are, the image on screen now is an IQ map of the world. As you can see, Australia has the lowest average IQ out of every
I
single
agree, Australians
country
are
on
dumb.
the planet.
Yeah, while these points showed that
How about
Rag Reynolds
Botswana,
still
right
believed in
there?
Australia's existence, it wasn't going to stay
Oh,
like
got
this
this epic
for much
violent
longer.
music.
Only 8 months after uploading Down with Australia, Rag Reynolds' hatred for the country would transform into the belief that Australia didn't exist at all.
Oh
I was
god.
certainly pretty mad over the existence of Australia, and then without warning, I came across some guy on Twitter claiming that
Yeah, some
Australia
guy on
does
Twitter.
not exist. This was a theory I had never even considered prior to that moment. I just found out that Australia isn't actually a real place. Can't believe I was mad about that place for so long. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, this is how you solve every one of your world problems, including ending hunger. It's just because Australia doesn't exist. Literally, Australia doesn't exist. Now we can move on to better things.
I, Rag Reynolds, am an Australia denier.
Now, Rag Reynolds' disbelief in Australia wasn't exactly an original idea. He even claimed in the previous clip that his theory had been inspired by another user on Twitter. In fact, the conspiracy theory dates all the way back to November of 2000.
175,000 views, what the fuck?
2006, when the following post was made to the Flat Earth forums. Most of you
Oh,
have probably
God.
been brought up
What kind of
believing
bullshit
in
is
an
this?
imaginary land called
Yeah,
Australia.
imaginary,
I bet
like
many of
this
you
is a
even learned about it
fantasy.
in school. Well,
Well, thanks for learning about us at school.
the fact is that Australia doesn't really exist. Everything you've ever heard about it was made up, and any pictures of it
Yeah.
you've seen were faked.
Honestly though, like, I really want to know why they think it doesn't exist. I don't give a shit about this bullshit. I rather just care about why they don't think it exists. I don't care about your personal opinions. I just want to know how you made up those personal
by the
opinions.
government. I'm sure you've even talked to people on
Okay, shut up.
From this reply, there wasn't
What
exactly all that
evidence?
much evidence for the
Yeah, I
theory.
agree. Bro, this was from 2006, bro. That's like 10... That's like almost 2 decades ago.
There was one
Pretty
individual who
far
posted a
ago.
world map with and without Australia
Oh, wow, this world map is so useful. Damn, this guy literally just went on Photoshop, used paid correction, and just painted all over Australia.
in the bottom right-hand corner. And while this didn't exactly constitute evidence, the lack of proof for the theory hasn't stopped a select group of
Bro,
people
stop
from
being so
believing it to be
gullible.
true. In April of 2018, more than 200 individuals gathered in the UK city of
200?
Birmingham to discuss whether or not Australia was real. And
Bro, what the hell kind of goofy is that? You just go to fucking random ass city just to say that Australia doesn't exist.
while it's easy to laugh and scorn from a distance,
I
one of the
agree. I
attendees
wanna
actually
laugh at
had a
them.
pretty reasonable argument
Yeah,
for
what's
why
the- what's the
theory might
reasonable
be
argument?
true. Australia is not real. It's a hoax made for us to believe that Britain moved over their criminals to some place. In
What's that
reality, all
someplace?
these criminals were loaded off the ships into the waters, drowning before they could see land ever again. It's a cover-up for one of the greatest mass murders in history, made by one of the most prominent empires. Now, to give credit where credit is due, this post establishes
What?
a pretty solid motive for why someone might have wanted to fake the country.
Okay, so like, how does this prove anything? How do you know that, yeah, they drowned? Like, literally though, come on, I've learned the First Fleet and all that kind of bullshit for like years now. Everything's just a hoax. Literally everything is just done by the British government. Fuck you, Britain. Now, oh god. Literally though, like, this is not proof at all. I don't know why you even said it was like credible proof, because none of this is credible. It's just some bullshit.
However, as the post continued, it only got wackier.
Wackier. What wackier? Let's read it. Okay, like blah 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 blah. They're all actors in computer-generated personas. Oh god, I'm an actor. I'm a computer-generated NPC right here. Blah blah. The plane pilots are all in this. What? That they actuality only flown you to islands close nearby. Parts of South America. Cleared out space and hire actors to act out like us. Okay, I guess I'm actually in South America. Guys, I'm literally in South America right now. I'm actually in South America. Literally, if I turn on my location right now, it'd say I'm in South America. It'd literally say, this doesn't exist, ignore about that, I'm actually in this part of Brazil. I'm actually here. This is where I am right now.
And the credibility began to crumble.
What credibility is this anyways? It's literally just them talking about how the First Fleet was all fake. Like, bro, that's not proof.
Australian friends, they're all
Okay, I don't need you to read out all this, alright? I already know. I already read it.
as he actually has his own theory for why
Okay, what's your
Australia
proof?
has been faked.
Oh,
The
yes,
theory
New
goes like
Zealand.
this. The
Of
founder
course it's New Zealand.
hated how his
Founder.
people sounded when they spoke. It was necessary to make their country known as anything other than the worst received country known to man. So he got his council together and they put together a plan. They were going to take all of the worst parts of their culture, make it 50 times worse, ingrain it into the minds of 100 citizens with the lowest IQs, and then put those people into an abandoned city together with cameras on them 24/7. New Zealand had essentially set out to create a faux reality show in order to fool the world into thinking that there was a place worse than their homeland.
Yeah, let's go, New Zealand. It's all your fault. Fuck you, New Zealanders.
Rag Reynolds would then go on to add that Australia's unique wildlife, such as kangaroos, had been
Yeah, what's
roboticized by New Zealand in order to
Hey,
reinforce
what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
the lie.
They
What?
decided it might be a good idea to start introducing strange new animals, so they created the robotic creature that we know today as a kangaroo.
With his
That
evidence
is
for this
so
claim
bad.
being a debate.org poll,
A poll shows that people are beginning
Does
to actually
Australia
wake up and
exist?
realise the truth that there's
Yes, come on, like one person voted yes, 2 people voted no, and all 3 of the votes were this guy's alt account. All right.
no Australia. 37% think yes.
Yeah,
but
one person.
63%
63. Shit my ass, bro. Like, how about Aboriginals? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the Aboriginals that have lived in Australia for thousands and thousands of years? Let's talk about that, please. We'll talk about that, you Scottish moron.
say no. A compelling argument is made here by a user
Compelling.
going by the name of Massive Dump.
Yeah, because this entire poll was a massive piece of shit.
Rag Reynolds' conspiracy theory pitch would receive a dislike ratio of over 94%. However, the comments were surprisingly supportive. Being an Australian myself, I completely agree with this theory.
It was surprising. This is sarcastic, alright? These are sarcastic comments.
I'm totally not a secret robot living on planet Oogly Boogly. Being from Australia, I'm shocked that such a genius found out our secret. We are all not real. Thank you for enlightening me on the heinous truth about Australia. I no longer think that it exists. Thank you, Rag Reynolds. However, while these Australians had successfully been convinced that they didn't actually exist...
This is sarcastic. These are sarcastic comments. I don't know, am I retarded? Is the creator of this video retarded? These are sarcastic.
Others needed a little more persuading, which led to a Rag Reynolds podcast episode on which he would invite 3 different Australians to argue about whether or not they existed.
I'm joined by self-proclaimed Australians.
Yes, self-proclaimed. Like, I wanted to call myself an Australian.
As they're gonna attempt to explain to me just why they think that Australia is a real place.
While the people...
But it would be like the most weirdest podcast in the world. What are you supposed to say in the podcast? Like, bro, are you just gonna say to them, oh yeah, Australia exists? No, it doesn't. I can't really say anything else than okay. Like, yeah, what else are you supposed to say but okay, whatever.
People on the podcast made some pretty reasonable points.
Okay, what are your reasonable points? What are your reasonable points? Show me the reasonable points. I don't give a shit about any of this.
It would only further strengthen his belief that Australia wasn't real. However, it would be with these videos that the hornet's nest was stirred up, as shortly after posting them, other larger YouTubers began to make videos on the stupidity of Rag Reynolds' theory. The third largest YouTuber in Australia, Laserbeam, would upload a video titled "It Turns Out Australia is Fake."
No one's given literally any evidence. Nothing. They've just yelled at me and said it's fake.
Prompting a response titled, "Dear Laserbeam, you are delusional."
He thinks he is from a place that he is not really from. He is clearly just drugged up. He does not seem to understand logic, reason. He ignores fact.
Bro, this guy's literally so delusional in itself, and he's just ignorant about the facts, and I love that in my opinion. It's just funny.
Which was followed by Rag Reynolds getting
oh my god, bro, it's like 10,000 videos here.
Blown YouTube war with one of Australia's most patriotic creators, Isaac Butterfield, leading both of them to...
Bro, literally, I haven't seen that. I watched that one video that was like reaction to why you shouldn't visit Australia, top 10 reasons why, and I just stopped watching him, because I don't know what he does nowadays. He's got like, that video got like millions of views. It was like his Kickstarter, and then just people just stopped.
Argue about the theory on Isaac's podcast.
Maybe I've been coming at you from the wrong orientation, so I hope that maybe today I could fix that.
It seemed as though Rag Reynolds was never going to change his mind on Australia's existence.
Yeah.
However, shortly after
it's basically a comedy show nowadays.
Beefing with these larger creators, the first sign of him coming back to reality appeared, specifically when he'd upload a video simply
what is this
titled,
about?
"I was wrong."
This is 4 years ago.
Starting to make a bit more sense. And now I don't know what to think.
Holy crap, your mind just exploded.
My main piece of evidence, my own experience, is not actual evidence. It's not what I thought it was.
Oh my
All
god. I love it, it's still got a dislike ratio.
It's speculation and theories.
And when looking at the comments on the video, one highlighted the most effective way for Rag Reynolds to confirm whether or not his suspicions were true. Why not book a ticket to Australia to see it for real?
That's the smartest.
And this is exactly
that
what
is
he
smart.
would do. Although
That is
apparently
smart.
this would only reinforce to Rag Reynolds
That's called a green screen.
that the country was in fact fake. He'd explain all of this in a video titled "I Went to Australia."
Yes,
It
I want to
Isn't
watch
Real,"
this.
In which
This
he'd
is
explained that
a
during
video we
his
need to
trip,
watch.
he had seen some things leading him to believe that it was a real place, although ultimately he believed that he had been drugged by the New Zealand government and the whole thing was simply
That's just a green screen.
a hallucination.
When people go to Australia, they're actually landing in New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand.
They are
Yeah.
drugged.
Yeah, fuck you, New Zealanders. Literally, you don't deserve to exist.
They
That is a joke.
imagine all of the experiences there.
Naturally, his audience began to call him out by
Literally, fuck you, New Zealanders. You're the reason why this guy thinks Australia exists. If you New Zealanders didn't come up with Australia, then we would have solved all of our world's problems by now.
stating that he never even went there in the first place, resulting in Rag Reynolds taking a polygraph test
Okay,
to
so-
confirm that he had in fact been to Australia.
What kind of polygraph test is this?
I am a truth talker. Everything I say
Oh, it's just a lie detector.
in my videos is the truth, and this polygraph test has just confirmed that.
However, by this point, it seemed as though the criticism was
What
getting all
kinda-
too much for
What kind of polygraph test is that? It's just a lie detector. Basically, you got an app on your phone that says yes 50% of the time and no 50% of the time.
him. In September of
Oh, wow, 2 years ago.
2020,
Whoa, whoa,
Brad
whoa.
Reynolds would upload a video titled I'm Sorry Australia, in which he'd explained that he was struggling to deal with the negativity
The hate I get, folks, the abuse I get in my comment section on every single video, people disliking my videos, my Instagram DMs, there's people being horrible to me. I don't know where it ends. It just goes on and it
Alright, well, I have no one else to blame but yourself. You literally brought this onto yourself. If you believe that your opinions are true, then just keep thinking they're true. Just ignore the haters out there. Ignore the people that don't think that Australia doesn't exist. Just, you know, do whatever you want to do. Even if it's that kind of bullshit, then do whatever you want to do.
goes on and it never seems to stop.
and that maybe after everything, he was in the wrong and it was time to apologize.
So maybe you people are right. It's time for me to
Maybe.
issue
Say 100% definitely.
the first apology of my entire life.
This apology would come in one final video titled Australia Does Exist, during which after
Okay, so like, what are these timestamps? This thing showed 2 years ago. This is 3 years ago. Am I stupid? Is this all just a hoax?
all of this time,
Am I
Brad
being
Reynolds would
hoaxed
finally
right now?
admit that Australia was a real place.
Australia is real. Of course it's a
Yay,
real place. You
it's
can
real.
See pictures of it from satellites in space.
Yes, finally, he thinks we're real. He
We
thinks
have
I'm real.
lovely wild-
I'm not an actor anymore living in the Brazilian rainforest or the New Zealand. I'm not living there anymore. He actually thinks I live in Australia. This is heartbreaking.
life. And I would like to apologise to all Australians out there. Australians, Australia, I am sorry.
Only Rag Reynolds was very careful about the date on which this video was uploaded.
Aw.
April 1st, also known as
Aw.
April Fool's Day.
April Fools!
Oh, okay. Literally, I hate this guy now. No one gives a shit about
You're
you.
all drugged up and brainwashed.
And to this day, Rag Reynolds is still convinced that Australia isn't real.
Okay, wait. I need to check out his channel. Rogue Reynolds. What do we got from him? Where does he? Okay. Well, it's been like a year since he's even talked about Australia, so you know, maybe he's just moved on it from now. So yeah, he's even got subscriptions, bro. Generous 63. What am I supposed to get from this? Eternal gratitude. Oh my god. Okay, yes, that's the end of this reaction. Whatever, I guess.